Welcome back to DBL. That was Thank You for Hearing Me, one of my favorite songs by Sinéad O'Connor, who died yesterday at her home in London. She was just 56 years old. The Irish-born singer was known for her powerful performances and her strong political views, and of course by her shaved head. Sinéad released 10 studio albums over her career, winning a Grammy in 1991. She was also famous for sparking all sorts of controversy, including this moment that we all remember when she ripped up a photo of Pope John Paul II during an SNL performance in 1992. It was in protest against sexual abuse in the Catholic Church. Sinéad was also very open about her struggles with mental health, which she said stemmed from child abuse from her childhood. She also said she struggled with loneliness following the death of her son, Shane. Shane O'Connor died by suicide at 17 back in January of 2022. Lots of stars are reacting to Sinéad's death. Melissa Etheridge called it a tragedy, saying, "I remember my first Grammy show meeting this small, shy Irish girl." Ice-T said she stood for something unlike most people. And finally, Russell Crowe mentioned in a tweet that he had the opportunity to tell her she was a hero of his before she passed. And she was going to release new music. 2024, she wanted to go on tour.
Sam, this really hit you. Like, what are you feeling?
I was shocked by it hit me. I mean, as a young girl,
you were even just shocked that it hit you as hard.
Yeah, I know when I heard the news yesterday, I was like, oh my gosh, I loved her. She was such a hero of mine, not just as a, I'm such a people pleaser. And I remember just learning things about her growing up. Of course, I loved her music. I know I've listened to her music all night last night. But she was so strong in her convictions, and that's something that I really envy. And she really was canceled before cancel culture became a thing because she always fought for the most vulnerable, putting her career on the line, her life on the line. And she was met with such scrutiny without people really knowing that. Not only did she rip up that picture, people thought it was because she was anti-religious. It was because she was a victim of child abuse, and she was trying to really expose the underbelly of what was happening in the Catholic Church. And then she went and got ordained to be a priest, to do some work to dismantle it. And she was also on the front lines of anti-racism and Islamophobia. She later converted to Islam. She's just an extraordinary person.
I try and say it a lot. The people that are first through the door in history, they take all the arrows and they don't get any of the props, and it's hard for people to understand. Martin Luther King had a very low approval rating at the time that he was assassinated. Colin Kaepernick, who took a knee for a police brutality, never played another down of football again. The black Olympians, John Carlos and Tommy Smith, I think their names were, the ones that put their fist up.
Yep.
They lived terrible lives after that and were ostracized for the courageous acts that they demonstrated. And I just don't think people understand what it takes to be the first person to say Me Too and have your career killed, because that's what happened to all those people. Now it's a hashtag. So I just hope people understand what it took to be the first people to step up, and we see that with Sinéad.
Why haven't we learned that as a society, though? Because when people speak just their truth, whether it's insulting or offensive or not, we cancel them.
Right.
You're not allowed to speak anymore. So we're not learning from our mistakes. We're doubling down on them.
Right. Exactly right.
I just want to say her voice to me was very
eerie,
something
beautiful.
Haunting in it, and it will be remembered forever. Pained. Yeah.
She was so empathetic.
And what a whistleblower.
Unbelievable. May she rest in power. We love you, Sinéad O'Connor. We'll be right back.